Oh, okay, very nice. Freaking hit 51 before. Oh, baby. Yep. DraftKings party. Yeah, we have a lot of parties over here. A lot of parties. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice, my friend. It's a DraftKings party. It's a DraftKings party. DraftKings? Yeah, easily. Easily, my friend. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Yeah, no one's questioning a good thing. Damn. Hold on, sorry. I need a minute. Okay. Wayne Diesel, how we doing, buddy? Jeff King up 2%. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, very nice. Hey, it's Ricky Ricardo. We got DraftKings bouncing back. We got silver hitting 51 an ounce today. We got AMD hitting 240 today, as expected. As expected. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful when it all works out, isn't it? Resistance for RR. Taps the cigar. Hell yeah. Next resistance for RR, right? It's this line right here. See this line where it stopped? Right. So that's your resistance. See, that's where it keeps topping out, right? So it's resisting against this line. And if we get up above there, kaboom! Kaboom! 12 bucks. Yeah, could be good. Could be good. I mean, it's already good, but, you know, could be even better. Could be even better. Look at this. DraftKings. I told, got a virus. Up. Told him, I said, DraftKings, you know, it's a little, getting a little dramatic over there. Support around 6. Yeah, sure. I'm loving it. No problem. No problem, my friend. Rep the most hostile, I'm the most fly. Sound now, what's going on? Oh yeah. Freaking hits $20. My goodness. My goodness. Beep beep. It's a DraftKings party. It's a DraftKings party. Doing big things. Doing big things. Whoa. What about something like Mara? Found some a few years ago. Talking Bitcoin potentially hitting 150. Yeah, it looked like Bitcoin was ready to bounce and go even higher. That's why most of the miners, Mara, Clean Spark, Riot, they should all continue to climb. I know Riot started pulling back. We have Bitcoin down about 2% now. Looks like it's holding about 120K though. So probably in a little bit of time, all of these stocks will continue to climb. Look, Riot bouncing right back. Again, Riot was the one who was hitting new highs, which is why I mentioned Riot. But yeah, all the other ones, Mara, right? They all basically move the same. I'm over here to Clean Spark. Yep, basically same exact move. So it doesn't really matter. Hey, Dead Red. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. DKK. Was that supposed to read DraftKings? But it's honest work. It's all right, brother. I appreciate that. As I said, with me, it's the thought that counts. I know I'm not expecting everyone to be able to send over, thousands of dollars. Oh, that's the currency. Okay. All right, that makes more sense. That's okay. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Glad it's all working out day by day, step by step, day by day. Was that $1.50, bro? You shouldn't have, bro. You shouldn't have. I think the S&P wants to go higher, actually. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. It's all good, man. It's all good. I know the currency exchange is a pain in the ass, so it doesn't matter. Whatever's the easiest way for you guys to do it. Hey, Joey Bacon Donuts. How we doing? How we doing? Look at that DraftKings, huh? Can't keep a good man down. It's okay, brother. Don't worry about your exchange rate. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about nothing. Nah, Disney down again. It sucks. Disney sucks. Campbell's getting smacked around. Damn. Damn. SCCO hits 136 today. My goodness. Dollar's raging right now. I'm honestly surprised we're not down more. Got yields up, got the dollar raging, markets are barely down. Was it 3 o'clock now? Let's see what happens here. We make the money. We make the money. Yeah, that's why, like we said, it's difficult sometimes to try to find good plays with the market being pumped, everything near highs. But yeah, something like a DraftKings happens. You know, you get a random freaking announcement. All of a sudden, stock sells off 20%, 25%. Like they say, you got to step in, you got to buy those dips. Serve, yeah, doing well. Good for you. Oh yeah, you doing well? Yeah, good for you, buddy. Good for you. Oh, see, look, we got the sirens coming for you. Got the siren. Hey, hey, yeah, hey. All right, digital, making money. MBOT. Okay, what about it? MBOT. Bro, see what I mean? See, this is what I mean. What did I say yesterday about you Europeans, huh? Getting a little too emotional, right? Because the first thing you said was, whoa, sound, the shorts are keeping it in check. It's down 1%, right? Right? Now you're telling me about MBOT. When we already established what is going on with MBOT. And you're over here getting emotional. People are too emotional. What did we establish? Well, what we just established right now in this moment is you're not paying attention. That's what we just established. Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Braining, 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 braining. By the numbers, how you doing? Digital, god damn it, man. What did I tell you about peddling crack in my frickin' chat, bro? You see what I mean, bro? See what I mean? People are selfish. See what I mean? In here talking about their crack stocks. Look at this. Oh, regardless, I got biotech stocks going up, right? It's all about you, isn't it? Selfish son of a bitch. People coming in here trying to push their crack on the kids. I told you guys, there's a drug-free zone. Except for when I do. You guys gotta be up with the hope, down with the dope. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All I know is we had silver hit 51. We had AMD hit 240. We got DraftKings bouncing back 3%. People are in here talking about their crack stocks. People are crazy. You guys are something else, I'll tell you. You are something else. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. And it's time we left the day away, and maybe you'll end of Bro, we don't need you to share it anyway. Apparently, based on your frickin' currency exchange rate, that's only like $100, so it doesn't even matter. Frickin' guy's got a net worth of $78 over there. Good times, good times. Good times. Good old Thursday. Good times on a Thursday. Yep. I swear, man, I laugh when we sit here and we see the markets down a little bit because look, they can't help themselves, right? They can't even help themselves. We're barely down and they're like, all right, pump it, bye, pump it. Unbelievable. Look at this. We're barely down. Now we got to start bouncing now. Some bullshit. Excuse me. LAC hanging out. SB chilling. Some of our other styles, BlackBerry doing today. How about our cat? New highs, 1670. What else will we, PayPal? How's PayPal doing? Ooh, right out of the gate. 77 1/3. Flattens out at 75. So that's still on the up and up, looks like. Yeah, right, that one. How's that one doing? Down today. 311. What else were we looking at? Swibby. Holding 10. Did this pop up? Yeah, see, I saw the pop up here, and that's why I mentioned in the Discord I was talking about some calls and shares here, and we jumped up right here back to this trend line, which means we're potentially setting up to now get back above the trend line, and now we may see a run back to like a gap fill here to 70. Lamb Weston. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. And at least it started to bounce back a little bit. Simple. Is LEU still going? Bruh. Did a video back here. Stock is almost $400 a share. Ridiculous. Arco, sure. Still in this long multi-year downward channel. I really thought it would hold like around here. They slightly keep slipping it. Still think it's going to be good. Just extremely early, apparently. And again, as we said, this one might take a little longer now than we expected, just because American stocks are just so hot right now. So again, while technically this is a great business, right? Because this is McDonald's in the Caribbean and shit, in South America, all those locations. So chances are over time it's probably going to be fine, just like McDonald's stock was, right? But again, this one may have been a little early, but I just want to show you again, it was on the up and up, right? We flattened out, began to tighten. We were hanging out here. We had the big drop, and then you can see we went on a nice rally for almost 4 years straight. And then, of course, even though we technically dropped and now we're down like 50% from the highs, again, you can see we're in this tight downward channel, right? And if you recall, this is a very similar pattern to what we saw with AMD, when people said, what's going on? Why'd I buy AMD? And then skadoosh. So I do think it's only a matter of time. Last earnings in line, not too bad. So, like I said, unless we see the amount of shares outstanding really explode in value, or if we start to see that all of a sudden, they're missing the mark by a mile, or they're guiding for like lower, so they're guiding for some weakness moving forward. Until we hear something like that, then I guess I'll stick to my guns and I'll stand by my analysis. It just might take longer than expected, Yep, true. Yeah, pays a dividend too. Yep, yep. Yeah, that's why a situation like that's what I mean. Like you just like hang out and wait. You just wait. Just wait for it to break out of that channel. Start getting some attention again. Maybe they beat earnings, get a little price target upgrade. Oh, $9. Oh, boom. Now it jumps back up to $8. You know what I'm saying? It starts moving. It should happen soon. Should happen soon. It's been consolidating for a while. CNXC, yep. Little dividend, yep, yep. Yeah, that one, like I said, that one, just took a hit, but in my opinion, that stock is undervalued. And like you said, it pays you a dividend to hold it. So there are many worse stocks out there for you to own. What do I think about uranium energy? Like nuclear. We were talking about, who was it? UEC? Oh shit, LEAT. Oh baby, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Mentioned this in my Trump video. That's up almost 100%. Yeah, they've all been climbing really well. Again, LEU. LEU continues to climb. Look at that. Because we knew that we have an administration that supports this type of energy, right? And we also know that we need more power, apparently. And we also know that, he started telling these large tech companies, like, you're going to build your own power supplies and shit. So I do think that most of those uranium, nuclear energy stocks are going to do very, very well. Do you look at any copper stocks? Is that a joke? You're joking, right? This is what I mean. You don't pay attention. You are not paying attention. Oh, only since last Friday. So you would have known that every day since then I've been updating everyone about SCCO, Southern Copper Corporation, hitting highs every day. Every day. That's what I mean, bro. This is what I mean. People come in here, they want to be funny. They think, they're hanging out. No, no, I ain't gonna rant. You know why? Because you're not worth ranting. You're not worth ranting on. Because I essentially have like no capital to take advantage of these situations. And I've been saying that for years. For years. And I'm doing this for you. And you come in with some dumbass question like that, blatantly showing that I'm focused more on this than you are, even though it's your money. Asking me about a sector I've been looking at every day. Should be ashamed of yourself. Should be embarrassed. Should legit be embarrassed for asking that question. I'm the best at what I do. Why would I change anything? And I'm not going to be less hostile. Like you said, you've been in here, what, every day for the last week or so. You just asked me about a copper company, which I've been updating everyone about every day. Shame on you. Maybe you don't have that much money. That's why you got so much to say. Oh, shit. Good times. Good times. DraftKings, highs of the day. Gotta love it. Dubs in the chat. Dubs in the chat. That's what I mean. I pick winners like all the time. We're talking short term. We're talking long term. Hands down, I have the most diversification out of anyone out there on YouTube. Again, I was the one who brought people Rolls Royce, freaking U.S. Steel. Nobody was talking about U.S. Steel. Then it became the hottest name in the world, right? Stock went up 150% long term, U.S. Steel. So I got the mind of a champion. Less than 15 grand? Well, you got more than I do, right? I'm in here changing lives. You got more than I do. And you're not paying attention. So shame on you. That's what I mean. This is why it irks me sometimes. If I take it more serious than you guys do, then stop wasting my time. Stop taking up space. I gotta stretch my legs. I'll be right back. What are we crying about? Crying about sending me $1? Fucking piker. Stocks only go up. Why? Why would Fidelity sell that put? I had a put on the spot that was essentially worthless, expiring today. It was nowhere near the money. Why did they just do that? I don't know. That's freaking weird. Whatever. DraftKings. And baby, had someone join the Discord yesterday. Oh, I'm new to trading. I'm happy to be here. I told them, hey, listen, you should buy DraftKings calls for next Friday. Boom. See that? So, kid, new to trading, just joined the community, and we went 1-for-1 immediately, and he's up over 100% now on those calls. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, jeez. Yeah, me too, Max. Good old Maximilian. Me too. It happens. It happens. We were setting up for a break, which is why when I came on, I saw it. I mentioned SPY puts, and we came right back down to these low levels, and I thought we were just going to keep like trending down and flatten and then break lower. But of course, we randomly bounce, and we have to climb 10-12 points. That's what I mean. Like the S&P, it's only down 1/3%. That's what I mean. It's only down 20-30 points, and it's an issue, and they gotta rebound it. It's laughable at this point, honestly. Maybe you spoke about it before. Selling options. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Because, you know, if you buy an option hypothetically for $100, then all of a sudden it drops down to like $20, you know, you're down 80%. But on the flip side, if you sell an option for $20, then all of a sudden it may jump up to $100 if you get the trade wrong. and then you have to cover the trade. You have to rebuy each option back for 100 each, hypothetically. So I mean, I guess you can say you're kind of taking the same volatile risk, you know, but it like heads in opposite directions. But well, you need more capital on hand just in case, right? Um, yeah, I don't know. You'd really have to pick your spots. And if you're gonna sell options, I would recommend you want to find something kind of stagnant so that it's not going to have, hopefully, you know, some random volatile spike or drop and completely screw you over. And, you know, maybe try to buy a couple of weeks, couple of months of time. Maybe if you buy some calls or something with a lot of time that have a big premium, then you turn around, you know, a couple of weeks later, if the stock didn't really move, you know, you're going to have that theta decay. So you'd be able to sell them for a decent amount and then buy them back for, you know, 30 cents on the dollar or whatever. I always said I just like doing, you know, just straight up naked calls and puts because um, your max risk is whatever you pay for the options. And your max reward is limitless, technically. And you don't need that much money in your account. You know, so if some 20-year-old, you know, young person comes in here now and says, "Oh, I got, you know, $200 in an account. I want to learn options." It's like you can, you know, you can technically take a bunch of positions. You can make a decent amount of money. You know, you can buy options out there, $5, $10, $20 each, right? So you could buy just a bunch of $20 options and just see what works. And if you buy three $20 options and they don't work, you lose $60. That's your max risk. Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, there's a bunch of strategies with options, and people will tell you, "Oh, I do cash secured puts, and you know, put credit spreads and all this shit." And it's like, again, to each their own, and that's why I said, if you really understand it, and if you did find a few stocks where you're very successful, if you're, you know, implementing a strategy where you have a pretty good success rate, then, you know, of course, by all means, keep doing whatever's working. But for people who are fairly new, for people who want to dabble in options but don't really understand them, like, that's why I say you should just buy straight up calls and puts. If it works, great. If it doesn't, small loss. Buying options reward is limitless and loss is only what you put in, then why sell options? You sell options to collect the premium as opposed to pay for the premium, right? So again, if you sell to open 5 long-term calls at $100 each, you collect $500. And then a couple of weeks later, if they're down to 30, you pay back $150 to cover the position, and you just cleared $350. And I can appreciate how, at face value, it may sound like, oh yeah, that's the way to do it. You should probably do it that way. But you know, it works until it doesn't work, and then people are like, wow, that was wild. Maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. Happy to help. Glad you understand. HG done. Hanging out. Yep, see, we spoke about getting above that resistance going back the last couple of weeks. We jumped up above it, and you can see how we're flattening out. We're still technically above this line, though. Right? If we were to extend it, see? We're still above it, so, right? We can slowly channel, hang out, and then bounce up and try to test this top line again. So we'll see how that looks over the next couple of days. Oh yeah, everybody has great option stories. The problem is they're just not very consistent, which is why options are so stressful and so aggravating. You know, I mean, I could tell you stories too. I remember it was when like Frozen came out or something. It was like a couple of months after Frozen came out or some shit. And I remember I bought a couple of calls on Disney for like $10 or $15 each. Bought way out of the money. I think the stock was at like 100 or something. I bought like 110s or some shit, 112s. And apparently like Frozen was massive, right? Like the merchandise sales kept going up. Everyone kept buying Frozen shit. So Disney ended up like surprise beating earnings handsomely when they thought it was just going to be like a slight beat because Frozen was so huge, and the stock jumped like 18% or some random shit like that, and all of a sudden the options that I bought for like 10-15 bucks were worth like 300 or some shit the next morning. So I woke up the next morning and obviously I had options up like 2200%, which is massive, of course, but it doesn't always happen. Yeah, of course you were, because that's what you think about, bro. Your negative bullshit. Hey, Ganti, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yep, I got here late. You got here late. Having a great day here across the board. Oh. But you're right, though. There are obviously many stories out there of people who got their accounts destroyed from doing options trade and going too heavy. And that's why I say, like, I know options are a lot of fun. I know it's like constant action. It's hourly action, it's daily action. Believe me, I understand. And the potential to see such huge returns and instantly flip the script on your financial situation. Believe me, I understand the appeal. But I'm telling you from years of experience, I'm telling you, you technically should have the bulk of your capital going into brand name, undervalued stocks that are going to grow, that, again, because the idea is while you're spending time doing other things, that money is working for you and making you free extra money. So if we know how that works, it would be foolish for you not to take advantage of that strategy. And then if you want to, again, if you want to buy some calls on DraftKings or whatever, right? That's the few extra dollars on the side. And that's how you don't destroy your account with options. If you go 100% options, you probably have, I don't know, I'm being nice, but you probably have at least like an 80 to 90% chance you're going to blow the whole account. Yep. You got the yeah, you got the 2X, the 3X. I think they make 3X ETFs too, but yeah, you have the bullish, you have the like the pro ultra short, you got the bearish ETFs, you got the bullish ETFs. As we were talking about AMD, and of course, if you look at AMDL, which as you see is 2 times daily ETF, so it moves twice as much as AMD does, right? So it's down twice as much today as AMD is. But look, this is at 20 bucks. So back, right? I mean, we were, whatever, a little early, like around here or something. And you can see it was like $5.5, $6. Look, it went down to sub 3, right? Because it dropped twice as much as AMD did. But it also climbed twice as much as AMD did. So this just went from sub 3 to 21.5 today. But even that, if you do jump in, let's just say, you know, the 2X daily, and it happens to start going down, as fast as you'll lose money, you will still technically be able to sell the shares and get some money back, right? So it doesn't expire completely worthless. Yeah, DraftKings, man, I'm telling you. Telling you, man, that's why they were dropping it. I said, oh, this is an overreaction. I'd be a buyer. That's what I said. I said I'd be a buyer at a DraftKings. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think I bought that SMCI put for a quick scalp yesterday, but then I started talking to someone about something on the stream probably and kind of forgot about it. And that was not the smart play because SMCI, of course, is now feeling very bullish after we got the news from Dell. Do you really care about the VIX much? I've never seen you look. Yeah. I mean, the VIX, of course, is really going to explode when the actual correction comes. And, you know, if we're talking like on the option side, again, the ETF VXX tracks the volatility of the S&P. So if we ever do see markets start dropping, you could just buy calls on VXX and make good money off the drop. Why do they all buy the last minute? Yeah. How do I make the line so perfect? The only thing that separates you from me is time and experience. Will you shut up? Son of a bitch. I was in the middle of an anecdote. Anyway, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. What was I saying? Yeah. The only thing that separates you from me is time and experience. And again, I'm not knocking the other people on YouTube and stuff who like do their own trading and basically what they did, I'm sorry to call them out, but basically what they did was they learned from someone else and then they started to charge people, right? So that's why a lot of them are just kind of horse shit, in my opinion. But again, not knocking them. They may have learned some tech analysis, but again, I actually studied for the Series 7. I was actually a licensed financial advisor. It's just a different level. I'm in a different lane. Like, I'm sorry, it's just what it is. Watch so many YouTubers try to showcase shit stocks, sell their shit. Yeah, well, that's the problem. That's what it's become now. right? That's what it's become now. Someone does, I guess you can say, does what I do, and if they make people a couple of bucks, all of a sudden their freaking channel explodes. Now you got like 100,000 subs, right? So why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I say, oh, you guys should buy, some crappy stock like this after I already positioned myself? And now you all put the buy orders in. You all pump the stock up for me. I make money. You get left holding the bag. Bro, I had a kid. I still can't get over it. I gotta check actually if they're still in the Discord. I have no idea, but I had a kid come in here, man. He messaged me. I think he's like in Sweden or some shit like that. He's like, yeah, I'm learning. I've been calling some good trades, and now I got my own Discord. I'm gonna start charging people, $50 for my trades, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, how old are you? Like, how long you been doing this? And he was very young, and he kind of just started. And I was like, listen, man, I'm not trying to rain on your parade, I'm not trying to make it seem like, you might not be good at this. But, I mean, you made a couple of good trades. But as you said, like, you just started doing this. So you don't really have the experience if all of a sudden, markets start selling off. Now all of a sudden things are more volatile. Can you play the downside as well as you can play the upside? And that's what I mean. This is why it's literally like the Wild West out here with this financial shit now, because like I said, this is whatever, like some 20-year-old freaking college student who made a couple of trades, and now he's charging people for his trades. Yeah, Reddit is dangerous, man. Reddit is dangerous. Ion Q had a nice little rally towards the end of the day. It just blows my mind how these kids probably got like stimulus money, or they were trading like their daddy's account, and they made a couple of bucks in this bullshit raging market, and now they're like, oh, I can charge people freaking $50. Crazy. I would never do that, man. Think about any other field, bro, doing that. That's like if I got a job at construction, right? working on the site for a couple weeks. Everyone's telling me I'm doing a good job. So I leave and start up my own construction company. Does that make sense? Think about that. Mm, mm, mm. I can't get no. We didn't have, did we have any, didn't we have some earnings today? Delta Airlines beat, Pepsi beat this morning. Okay, cool, cool. I got applied Levi Strauss. Uh-uh. Uh-oh. All right, you guys watch that. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. 64 mil, wow. Okay. Okay. The problem is it's not worth $8 billion, so it may go down. Hey, Big Lou, what's going on, brother? Happy Thursday. Right. And who was the other one? Levi? Let's see how these guys are doing. Oh. Huh. Real. $154 billion. Okay. This is full year net revenue and EPS outlook, including the updated impact of tariffs. Really? Wow. Good for them. Yeah, nice little increases across the board. Okay. Very nice. $120 mil share repurchase program. Huh? Huh? Check the assets. Assets up. Yeah, liabilities slightly up. Looking good. Levi Strauss. It's a name I haven't heard in a while. Alright, have a good day. This baby's been on fire, huh? Up and down, up and down. Yeah, it seemed like a good beat for Applied, but I don't know, man. A lot of these valuations are pretty extreme. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Yeah, got on late today. Missed all the action. Huge volume and a gap up right at the end. Interesting. Usually gap up means we go down. Very, very interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Mm, mm, mm. Down to 4, right back to 5. Oh, mm, mm. Hmm. Old CXW. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this up in a minute or two. La da dee da da da. La da dee. Ba da ba da ba da. All right. All right. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, it was fun, but it was short today because I got here late. So, my apologies. But, thank you everyone for hanging out. Appreciate your support. Hope everyone had a good day. Hope everyone's having a good week. And we'll pick it up tomorrow. And hopefully we'll close out the week even better.